are the most bet on team to go over their win total, according to FoxSports.com.
Well done. Good synergy.
Now, they won 7 games last year with Justin Fields and Tyson Bagent. Ended the year 4-2. So do you think the hype around Chicago is too high or just right?
I don't know that it's high enough.
Oh.
I think that all of the points Brew likes to make about the Jets, winning 7 games with bad quarterback play, applies to the Bears, except they also added Rome Odunze. They also added, late in the season, you saw the addition of it, a young in his prime Montez Sweat. They also added a star quarterback who's 20 years younger than Aaron Rodgers, not coming off a torn Achilles. And so for all those reasons, you have real reason to believe not only can this team go over 9 or 8.5 wins, that this team should make the playoffs and could be a very dangerous playoff team.
What? Good. That was good.
We're not. What do you mean?
That was good. I thought you were gonna,
Well, I'm
I
surveying.
thought he went a little too far and should make the playoffs.
Okay.
They got
he
a
was buying
chance to
drinks?
make the playoffs.
Well,
They got a chance to make the playoffs. I think it's a little high. And you're right. I actually wrote that down. As I was looking through, why to believe in them, because they do have a lot
there
going
are some
for them.
Jets
It was like
similar.
they're like the Jets,
Yeah,
right?
except that,
But
with a real coaching staff and a quarterback that's.
Oh, really?
that
That
was there
coaching
the whole
staff is
time.
great?
I don't think it's a bad coaching staff. I don't.
I don't know what it is.
So,
I mean,
okay.
we'll see. I mean, they haven't been great so far to me. But I think it's too much because I do think Caleb is going to have some rookie struggles. I think he's going to eventually be great, but I think he's going to have some rookie struggles. Because I just think most rookies do. I don't think C.J. Stroud is the norm. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has been the most, and I'm not even trying to, but the most hyped quarterback, in a decade. And he still, 3 years in, we're not sure if he's going to be great. He's good. We're not sure if he's going to be great. So I think that's more the norm than, CJ. But also the expectations. You're not the only one. You're one of the highest ones from the rooftop shouting about the Bears. But a lot of people are excited about them. So the expectations are high. They're not going to roll in there and people take them like, oh, they got a rookie quarterback. They're going to get people's best shot because a lot of people. And the division. Like, they got 2 very, very good teams in that division. They could easily
I don't
finish.
know that
and
the
then
Packers
Vikings,
are a
I think,
very, very good team.
I think they.
The Packers won
I think
2
we have
more
more
games than the Bears
evidence.
last year.
We have more evidence that the Packers are very good than the Bears. That's for darn sure.
I don't think, to be fair, I don't think we have evidence that either one of them are very good. I don't. I think
what the Packers did as the youngest team to make the playoffs in decades to the Cowboys at home.
The Packers were
in Dallas
were a good-ish team last year that had an absolutely triple plus playoff game. That they were.
They're young though, Nick, and they're going to get better.
Of course, but I think that's kind of how I feel about Chicago. They're young and they're going to get better. But I want go ahead, Wells. I'm sorry. You were going to show something or do something. I saw you.
You got a graphic or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Bears defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. So maybe Caleb doesn't have to do it all. Last 8 games.
Once they got Sweat, that's the key.
Oh, we're putting all the stock in those last 8 games, but not Jordan Love's last 8.
No.
I'll take. When did they play the Chiefs?
The Packers played the Chiefs. We were in LA. It was second half of the year. It was when they started turning.
So yeah, they turned around.
Yeah,
but they're first in points allowed. Like, that's pretty good. So Caleb doesn't have to come in here like the world on fire.
They have
kind of take
they look
it
good
easy
on paper.
And here's the other thing: the NFL gave them the reverse Caitlin Clark. They gave them the easy schedule to start, hard to end.
Third easiest overall, according to Warren Sharp.
And so if we can show that
if he struggles early,
that's
good.
Right. And by the time you play your first divisional game is week 11. But so you can, it's really odd to have all 6 of your divisional games to be in your final 8 games.
Early on.
But it is so you can kind of get your feet wet, get rolling. There'll be bear claws everywhere. People are going to love them on Hard Knocks. I mean, I think the Bears are going to be 6-3 heading into their first divisional game. That's a really good
set at 9.5. And now, to their credit, Brew, the Cowboys have consistently over-delivered. Only the Cowboys and the Steelers have gone over their win total in each of the last 3 seasons. So do you expect the Cowboys to over or under-deliver this year?
Okay, I'm going to say I think they're a 10-win, maybe 11-win team. So that
over.
technically would be over.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I'm viewing that as under because they've won. No, here's why. Because they've won their 12 games in each of the last 3 years. They are still S-Bob. I mean, Micah Parsons just said it the other day.
Well, he
All
said
right?
S-Bond, to be fair. But
So
yes.
my point is, even if you go over 9.5 wins, I don't care. I don't bet. All right. So
Well,
I don't
that's
care.
kind of the crux
10
of it.
10 wins is taking a step backwards, and that's what I think they'll do. I don't think they're a 9. I think they're a 10-win team. So that's over. But they will take a step back and not be as good as they were last year.
So listen,
So that's what I'm saying.
Actually makes sense.
You see what I'm saying?
It makes
Yeah.
sense, but it also
You
is.
don't want to agree with
No,
me, but
it's
you
just
know
that
what?
you don't
I'm
want-
nuanced. I don't
you-
just think in black and white. I got nuance up in
You
here.
don't want to say the Cowboys will overachieve, which is your answer. So you're finding a way to say them hitting the
They've had a horrible. I really think under
Right.
12 wins and not really a contender anymore is a step back.
Okay, but then I guess you would agree then if we rephrase this slightly, the market and the public has overreacted to how much of a step back they took. If the number's 9.5 and it's the most bet under, that means folks think this is going
Yeah,
to be
they're
a
gonna be
9-win
worse,
team.
right.
You think that's an overreaction. You think that the Cowboys
That's
will
fair,
still be
yes.
a
They're
double-digit
still a
win
legit-
team,
yeah.
but they're not headed in the right direction. They're going the other direction.
Right.
I think that analysis is totally fair. I think I think this number, I think betting the Cowboys to go under 10 wins, I think is a dumb bet. I think like most,
It's hard to see
I
that.
just, when they were the number 1 offense in football last year, the number 5 defense in football, they had the number 2 point differential. Brew focused all his attention on the tomato cans thing, which was a fun bit, but here's what's also true. 2 teams in the NFC total, the Niners and the Eagles, had more wins against playoff teams than the Cowboys last year. 2 total. This idea that there's a lot of teams that just beat 7 playoff teams over the course of the year, they don't. Every
But the
team
tomato
gets,
cans is more about margin of victory
Yeah, they
and
were
all that
stomping.
stuff.
They were.
Tomato
I get that, but the idea that they couldn't beat good teams. My point is, they beat Philly, they beat the Rams, they beat Detroit. That's 3 wins over playoff teams. No one in the NFC, other than San Francisco and Philly, had more wins over playoff teams
Somebody in
than
the
Dallas
AFC
did.
did that.
Say it
The
again.
Jets. Somebody in the AFC.
Okay, there
they
you
beat
go.
3 playoff teams.
It's always odd. Remember
they
they
get
beat the
praised.
Rams when the Rams weren't good.
No, but by the way,
When they
the
beat
Rams-
Philly,
Detroit
when
gave
Hold on.
it to them.
Philly
with
was
Dan
falling
Campbell's
apart.
See, but
odd
again,
play
that's
calling.
where Cowboys fans rightfully get mad at the media. The Rams didn't. Was Stafford out? No,
Well, but they kind of turned it
No.
around later in the season.
No, I think people started acknowledging the Rams were good. The Rams didn't start 1-7 and all of a sudden get hot. The Rams, people underrated, myself included, at the beginning of the year, and then realized by the end of the year, oh, this is a good team. But because the Cowboys beat them at the beginning of the year, we were like, oh, that they were one of Brew's actual tomato cans, if you
The
will.
Rams, because they started slow.
And I don't know that they. I think
I mean,
that,
the record wasn't,
I don't think they
wasn't
were on
very
tomato.
good.
Okay, all right, they were.
Dusty, were Rams tomato cans?
100%, and I made Brew take it off. They were 100% were a tomato can.
They were.
And then can I
This
ask
is the
one other?
only tomato can that's
These
down here
idiots.
right now.
I can't believe
This is the only one that's down
guys.
here right now.
Started 3-6, Dusty.
We're
looking for a tomato
Can I ask you a serious question? I promise you, I'm on that
like
tomato
that?
can.
Oh,
that the
I'm
Rams
sorry.
were briefly tomato. They were on the tomato
Yes,
can.
yes.
Do you think they will be able to get from whomever their running back is this year, 59 yards per game?
Cowboys?
Yes, 59 yards per game, 4 yards per carry, and a half dozen touchdowns. Do you think that
They
is
should.
okay?
Combined,
reasonable.
No.
I don't know
from
that
their
one
lead,
guy
from
will-
their lead.
I
back.
don't know that they'll have a running back that averages 59 yards a game. I'm not going.
The reason I'm saying that is that's what Tony Pollard gave them. So I understand that. I also thought them not adding a running back was a mistake, but I don't think it is. I don't think that they are losing an elite running back that they have to replace. They're losing.
But they have. We don't even know if they have a competent running back.
I'll go ahead. I'll go out on a limb and say they have a running back put up the equivalent to what Tony Pollard did last year.
Dowdle's going to be as good as.
I don't know who it'll be.
think so.
It might be a veteran who gets cut during camp and they add. I'm saying I think they'll have a running back that averages 4 yards a carry, has a half dozen touchdowns, and around 60 yards per game. I don't think that's ridiculous. Go ahead.